It's me again. It is Thursday, the 16th of July today, and I have just had my first chemo session. So I just wanted to report back to you about how it went and what was involved, because I know I was really worried. So I went in early. I was in at 9:30 this morning. I was going to try the cold cap. For those of you who don't know it, I'll show you a picture. This is the cold cap. It goes onto your head and it's really, really tight, like the tightest thing. It feels like your head's being squashed. And then they run a -5 degree fluid through it. So you have it on, they run the fluid through and it stays at -5. The idea is that it freezes your hair follicles. So you have it on half an hour before and all through your treatment, which is about an hour and a half, and then an hour and a half afterwards. So I was like, I'm going to give it a go, because if I can save my hair, I'll try. So there's no harm in trying. And I set myself a target that I was going to last at least half an hour, because I thought, if I last half an hour, surely it's like getting into a cold pool, and then once you're in there, you get used to it. I lasted 3 minutes. I think Phil was actually timing as well, and I just said, it was so painful. The actual cap itself was so tight that it was digging into my scalp. I don't think it's supposed to, but I think the idea is that it's supposed to be really flat on your head. And if it isn't, then it's not going to affect your hair follicles. So this had to be like super, super tight. And then they put another hat over the top with like a little strap underneath. We didn't get a picture of that because I didn't have it on for long enough. I couldn't tolerate it. I was told by everybody that it's really difficult to tolerate, but I sort of set myself a challenge that I would try. I'm a bit disappointed that I didn't stick it out, but in hindsight, it might still not work. So I might as well just just lose my hair and be done with it. It'll be, it's not going to be enjoyable by any measure, and I'm upset about it, but I'd be more upset if I'd, spent 3 hours with this cold cap on, which is really painful for me. Might not be for other people, but it's really painful for me. And then still lose my hair anyway. So I decided to opt out of it. And I looked around, there wasn't one single person in the room who was having the chemo with me who had a cold cap on. So I don't feel too bad, because I don't know anybody who has tolerated it like I'm going. So that's that. Cold cap's done. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the chemotherapy that I've had. By the way, it's 5 to 2 now, so I've been out of my chemo for about half an hour and I feel absolutely fine at the moment. Okay, so the type of drugs that I had, so today I had an IV in my arm. Everybody has sort of told me that as you go on, your veins start to get a little bit difficult to find, and so having injections and stuff can be quite traumatic. So they advised it would be a good idea to get a PICC line, and a PICC line is something that you have inserted, and it goes straight into a main artery and it stays there all the time, and then you can have all your medication through that. You don't have to keep having needles. So I opted to have that. I was just too late to telling them this time that I wanted it, so I'm going in on Monday to have that done. So today I just had an IV, and for the first session the nurse actually sits there and administers each drug little by little, like in 2 milliliters, over an hour and a half, and I think that's just to monitor how you react. So what I had today was EC, I think. Yeah, they give you this red drug anyway, and it is supposed to turn your wee red, and There can be people have reacted to it badly before, which is why they stay close to you. But they said that basically if you don't react in the first hour or so, you're unlikely to get a reaction. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that's good. So yeah, I just sat there, the delightful nurse Alex, talking about everything, and Phil was with me, winding me up as usual, which was nice. Yeah, it was good. It was fine. Solihull has got the most amazing day centre. Just these lovely volunteers that come round and bring you lots of coffee and tea and biscuits and sandwiches, and it's just, yeah, it's a really nice environment, to be honest. It didn't feel bad. Even looking around at some of the people who obviously had more advanced cancer than I did, their spirits were high, so I felt good and I felt high, you know, and positive. So yeah, so all in all, a really, really positive experience. They've given me loads of information to come away with and read. Again, looking at what is the doxycycline and the carboplatin combination treatment used to treat non-small cell, so ovarian or breast cancer, which is obviously what I've got. They talk about the side effects. So they say that, so they give you steroids for the first few days. I took an anti-sickness tablet, which lasts 5 days, and then they give you 5 days worth of steroids as well. And a lot of people have fed back, and the nurses fed back, that sometimes once those run out, that's when you can sometimes feel really sick. So we'll see how it goes. I think mouth ulcers, and I have to have an injection starting from Monday. I have to have an injection every day, which is like extra white blood cells. So I'm going to go into the centre on Monday, and the district nurse is going to show me how to inject myself, and then I will do my own injections for the next few days. So I started it today. I said today's Thursday. I am hoping to go to work tomorrow. Fingers crossed I feel okay, but I know that could change, so I'm not banking on it. But if I feel okay, I'll go in tomorrow. It's only a half day anyway, so I plan to go in tomorrow, and then I'll have the weekend. And if I feel well enough, I'm going to go out and do something with Max and my mummy friends whilst I've got the energy to do it. I'm going to do it. So all in all, I'm getting used to my hair now, but just as I get used to it, it's probably just going to start falling out. They said Phil's been amazing. Like, he just keeps telling me, oh, I actually prefer it. I think you look better. Max still keeps calling me a boy, but you know, 5. So, oh, and something they gave me today, actually, I'm going to show you. Hold on. Okay, I left the box in the bag, in the car. It's when we were having the chemo, I was explaining to Alex, the nurse, that we've got a 5-year-old, and you know, he's quite curious and all the rest of it. And she went and got this amazing box, and I'll do a little session on the box and what you get in it and how we got on with it. But it's got loads of activities. It's got like a little stuffed hedgehog that you can like give a thermometer to and put plasters on and give a needle to. So, and just all these resources like rewards charts for helping mommy and things like that. And it's just amazing, and I'm really looking forward to him seeing it actually. And what I might do is I might see if I can film him opening it and our whole interaction during that time, just so you can see if it's helpful and what the reaction would be, because I'd be interested to watch that if somebody else did it. So all in all, today has been a good day, and I'm feeling positive about negative for the first time. As I said, I don't take anything for granted. I'm just enjoying today because it's a good one. And I'm picking Max up at 4:30. I'm going to try not to have a nap at this point because I haven't slept well for the last few days. I want to try and have a good night's sleep tonight so I can get up for work in the morning. And that's all to report. If anybody else has got their own experiences on how they got on their first chemo session, it would be really interesting to hear. All right, take care, bye.